Look at this driveway. 20 years of oil stains. Black. Deep. Soaked into the concrete like a tattoo. Now look at it after. Gone. Same driveway. Same concrete. $1. Your driveway has looked like this for years. Dark oil patches where the car sits. Tire marks that never wash off. Grease rings from every oil change, every slow leak, every drip you didn't notice until it was too late. You've hit it with the hose. You've scrubbed on your hands and knees with dish soap. You've rented a pressure washer for $60 and spent a Saturday afternoon blasting concrete until your arms gave out, and the stains faded for a week, maybe two. Then they crept back, because the oil didn't leave. It went deeper. And nobody told you that a $1 powder sitting on the shelf at Home Depot right now, this entire time, could have pulled every molecule of that oil out of the concrete and left your driveway looking like the day it was poured. Because the concrete cleaning industry has been burying this since 1962. Here is what that driveway is actually costing you. The average American homeowner with a 2-car garage driveway is sitting on concrete that's lost between 40 and 60% of its original appearance to oil stains, tire marks, and oxidation. That's not cosmetic. That's money. Home appraisers routinely knock between $1,000 and $3,000 off curb appeal value for visibly stained driveways. If you live in an HOA community, and roughly 60 million Americans do, you already know about the letters. The violation notices: $50, $100, $200 per infraction until the driveway meets standards. So what do? You call a contractor. A driveway cleaning service runs $300 to $600 per visit. They show up with a truck-mounted pressure washer, a jug of proprietary degreaser, and 3 hours of billable time. They blast your concrete. It looks great for a month. Then the oil that was hiding in the pores below the surface migrates back up, and you're right where you started. $600 lighter, or you buy a pressure washer. $200 to $400 for a decent residential unit. You use it twice a year. That's 50 uses before the pump fails. $8 per use just on the machine. Then the gas. Then the degreaser solution at $12 to $15 a bottle. Then the time. A full driveway takes 3 to 4 hours of manual labor with a consumer-grade pressure washer. Or you do what 40% of homeowners with severely stained driveways eventually consider. You rip it out. New concrete driveway. $3,000 to $8,000 depending on size and region. Because someone convinced you that old oil stains in concrete are permanent. They are not permanent. They never were. Now think about this. Where does an oil stain in concrete actually go? Most people assume it sits on the surface. Makes sense visually. The stain is on top. Must be a surface problem. But that is not what the science says. Concrete is porous. Under a microscope, it looks like a sponge. When motor oil hits concrete, gravity and capillary action pull it down into those pores. Within 24 hours, oil can penetrate a 1/4 inch into standard residential concrete. Within a year, 1/2 inch or more. That's why pressure washing doesn't work permanently. You're cleaning the roof of a building while the basement is flooded. The oil is below the surface. A pressure washer can only reach the surface. What you need is not force. You need chemistry. Something that goes into those same pores, finds the oil molecules, and breaks them apart at the molecular level. Something that turns oil into soap. Literally. And that something has had a name since the 1800s, Trisodium Phosphate. TSP was the standard concrete cleaner in America from the 1940s through the mid-1960s. Every contractor knew it. Every hardware store sold it. Your grandfather probably used it without thinking twice. It was in the cleaning aisle right next to the bleach. Then something happened. In the late 1960s, environmental scientists discovered that phosphates from laundry detergents were causing massive algae blooms in freshwater lakes and rivers. The phosphates were acting as fertilizer. The algae consumed all the oxygen. Fish died by the millions. Lake Erie was declared dead in 1969. By 1970, states began banning phosphates in laundry detergents. By 1972, the federal government followed. And this was the right call. Billions of gallons of phosphate-laden laundry water pouring into waterways every year was an environmental disaster. But here is where the burial happened. The pressure washing industry was emerging in the 1960s. The first consumer-grade pressure washers hit the American market around 1962. A new industry, a growing industry, an industry that needed homeowners to believe that mechanical force, expensive mechanical force, was the only answer to dirty concrete. And then the phosphate ban gave them the perfect cover story. The ban applied to laundry detergents, mass volume, daily use products dumping millions of tons of phosphates into the water system annually. It never applied to TSP for household cleaning. TSP remained legal. TSP remained on the shelf. TSP was never restricted, never banned, never pulled from sale for spot cleaning applications, but the public didn't know that. The pressure washing industry didn't clarify, the degreaser companies didn't correct the record, and slowly, over 2 decades, the cultural memory shifted. TSP went from everyday cleaning product to something most people assumed was banned, restricted, or dangerous. Today, the pressure washing industry in the United States generates an estimated $2.5 billion per year. The concrete degreaser market adds another $400 million. The average homeowner who hires a contractor for driveway cleaning will spend between $1,200 and $2,400 over a 10-year period on a problem that a $5 box of TSP solves permanently. One box of TSP costs between $5 and $8 at any Home Depot, Lowe's, or Ace Hardware in America. One box contains 4.5 pounds. That's enough for 10 to 15 driveway applications. Cost per application, 50 cents to $1, 50 cents. That is not a rounding error. That is a business model built on you not knowing it exists. Every cleaning hack, every product recommendation, every tutorial on this channel, I've put it all inside one guide. The Home Rescue Manual, every method, every product, every dollar amount, one place. Link is in the description. But do not leave this video, because what I'm about to show you next is the part that the pressure washing industry cannot afford for you to see, the actual transformation in real time, on camera. And it starts with a 30-cent scoop of powder and a bucket of hot water. And here is where it gets even more interesting. If you already own a home and you're thinking this only works on new concrete or light stains, stay with me, because this next part is specifically for you. The driveway I'm about to clean has not been touched in over 15 years. These stains are deep. They are black. They have survived rain, snow, sun, and at least 3 failed attempts with commercial products. If TSP works here, it works anywhere. Step 1. Get a standard 5-gallon bucket. Fill it with 1 gallon of hot water, not boiling. Hot from the tap is fine. Hot water accelerates the chemical reaction. Step 2. Measure half a cup of TSP powder, that's roughly 4 ounces. Pour it into the hot water. Stir until fully dissolved. The water will turn slightly cloudy. That's your cleaning solution. Total cost of this batch, about 30 cents. Step 3. Pour the solution directly onto the oil stain. Saturate it completely. You want the stain covered in a thin pool of solution. Don't be stingy. The TSP needs contact with the oil to initiate saponification, the chemical reaction where the alkaline solution breaks the oil molecules into glycerol and fatty acid salts. In plain language, it turns the oil into water-soluble soap. Step 4. Take a stiff bristle brush, not a soft broom. A stiff nylon or natural bristle scrub brush, $5 at any hardware store. Work the solution into the stain with firm circular strokes. You'll feel the concrete change texture under the brush as the oil releases. Keep scrubbing for 2 to 3 minutes per stain. Step 5. Let it sit. This is critical. Walk away for 20 to 30 minutes. The TSP is working below the surface. It's migrating into the same pores where the oil went and breaking it apart from the inside. You'll notice the solution on the surface turning dark. That's the oil coming up and out of the concrete. Step 6. Rinse with a standard garden hose. No pressure washer needed. No special nozzle. Just water. Rinse until the runoff runs clear. Look at that. 20 years of oil stains. Exposed concrete, clean gray, almost new. For deep stains that have been soaking into concrete for 10 or 15 years, you may need a second application. Same process. Same 30 cents. The second pass reaches the oil that penetrated deepest. After 2 applications, even stains that have been there since the Clinton administration come out. For the absolute worst cases, the stains that are so old, they've become part of the concrete's identity, there's a method called poulticing. Mix your TSP solution with plain clay cat litter until you get a thick paste. Spread the paste over the stain a 1/4 inch thick. Cover it with plastic sheeting. Leave it for 24 hours. What happens is the cat litter acts as an absorbent wick while the TSP breaks the oil loose. The clay pulls the dissolved oil upward and traps it. After 24 hours, sweep up the cat litter, it'll be dark with absorbed oil, and rinse. Cost, $1 for the TSP, $3 for the cat litter, $4 total, versus $600 for the contractor. A homeowner in Texas documented this exact process on a driveway that hadn't been cleaned in 18 years. Before treatment, his concrete registered so dark on a reflectance meter that it scored lower than aged asphalt. After 2 TSP applications and 1 poultice treatment, his driveway reflectance matched fresh concrete within 5%. His total material cost $6. The contractor quote he'd received the month before, $550. A property manager in Ohio used TSP to clean the driveways of an entire 12-unit condo complex. Previous method, hiring a pressure washing crew twice per year at $400 per visit. Annual cost, $9,600. He switched to TSP with a maintenance crew, spending 1 hour per month. Annual cost, $72 in materials. That's a savings of $9,528 per year on driveways. Safety note, TSP is an alkaline compound with a pH around 12. Wear rubber gloves and safety glasses when handling. Do not mix with bleach. Keep the solution away from plants and grass. Rinse any overspray with plain water. TSP is safe when used correctly, but like any strong cleaner, respect it. Let me put the numbers side by side one more time. Contractor to clean your driveway, $300 to $600. Pressure washer purchase, $200 to $400. Pressure washer rental, $50 to $100 per day. Commercial degreaser, $8 to $15 per bottle, and you'll need several. New concrete driveway, $3,000 to $8,000. One application of TSP, 50 cents to $1. The knowledge was never lost. TSP is still on the shelf. Aisle 12 at Home Depot right now between the concrete patch and the wood stain, $5 a box. It's been there your entire adult life. While you've been staring at those black stains on your driveway thinking they were permanent, while you've been writing checks to contractors, while you've been pricing out new concrete, a $5 box with 50 cents worth of powder per use was sitting 10 feet away from the $300 pressure washer they sold you instead. Drop your state in the comments right now. I want to see a map of where these driveway transformations are happening. And if you've already used TSP on concrete, tell us what happened. Give us the before and the after. Your results are going to save somebody else $500 this summer. Hit subscribe because next week I'm going to show you what's hidden inside the filter of your dishwasher that Bosch redesigned in 2011 to make sure you'd never clean it yourself, and the internal service bulletin that proves they knew it would cost you $400 in repairs every 5 years. You are not going to want to miss that one.